Hello YouTube, this is Alignment Games and welcome back to my Indie Play series. Now for today I'm doing something a little bit different. Instead of playing games from developers from Game Jolt, I decided to play a game that I actually made. It's called the Spectacular Theatrical Play. It's an RPG horror game and I just released the prototype not too long ago, and if anyone's interested in playing, I'll put a link in the description below. But yeah, without wasting any more time, let's begin a new game. So this is a game that I made back a couple of months ago. It's made on RPG Maker. It's an RPG horror game, and it's a game that I want to make, and it's still being currently worked on. Um, what I want to say, but yeah, it's a game that takes place in the 1960s, 1950s, where theater performance and Broadway is like at its peak, and every like so often people want to join, and you play as one of the characters on my screen right now. Her name is Caroline, and she's one of them. And she, well, it isn't in the game currently, but some description also. But basically, she gets an invitation to come to this theater, and this town that she comes to is like deserted, and you can see there's one of the characters. He's like a bartender, and he just explained to you something he mistakes you with someone else. And the whole thing is that you have side characters in the game. This is like the only one currently for this prototype, but you have the option to help him. And depending if you choose yes or no, but once you choose yes, you can't choose any other characters, which by the end of this game development, it's going to be two more. But when you side one of them, they have like an impact of the story, and you can even get a different ending, which this game has multiple endings. So right now, this is like the highlight of this game is this theater. It's called Wonderful Theater. It's kind of cheesy, but I kind of it kind of grew over me because I had to give it really something, and I kind of like it. And so this is like the villain, or I want to say like the antagonist. His name is Ruthless, and he's like the owner for the theater. And this cutscene explains about like them introducing each other, and he's right now gonna show Caroline the room where she be staying. And yeah, this is a little bit of a cutscene. Um, what I want to say. Um, yeah. I wanted to. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Basically, I wanted to make a little like update. I kind of said it in my other video, but I want to mention it here also. But I on my channel I decided to try to expand on different softwares instead of just always using Blender, which is the current like tutorial that I'm making. I want like expand from not just like video development engines, but like graphic design. Like the one I use here is called the GIMP. I'm sure a lot of people know it. Also, the music that's in the game, it's made by GarageBand. It's a Mac and iPhone slash iPad exclusive. So I'm kind of excited to try expand this channel. And if anyone has like any recommendations, or maybe if they have um, anything like that, you can go ahead and write it in the comments below. Imagination. It's gonna come up in a couple of minutes. But Yeah, so since it's like an RPG maker, there's like a couple of things besides solving like clues and finding notes. There's this thing you're gonna see in a couple of seconds. It's a thing I added to make it a little bit different. It basically you're gonna see like Rufus is gonna introduce to like these stages or training where they're basically like challenges and you have to solve them and not like die. And so you're gonna see it's gonna get it's easy, but as you progress in the game, it gets more and more difficult, and they become more longer, and you have to use more of your brain to like solve like the puzzles. They get more complicated as the game progresses, but since it's only like a prototype, it's I only included the first two, which even the first two aren't like the final versions of it, and hopefully as development goes, like I mentioned, I'll add like more of a challenge. There's even some like bugs and some just to show off like the prototype, and it's like not too difficult. Okay, that's about it. And that's it. Oh, and I said like there will be like notes. This is like one of the notes. It's like the notes here talk about like character's background. That was like a journal entry from Ruthless. But then there's like journal entries from like different characters that you meet, and also more about the background of the town you're in and even the theater. And now our objective is to go upstairs and rest. I also want to make this a two-part series just because this recording software that I use, it it's not the best. It's Cam Studio. I'm sure a lot of people know about it, but it tends to not be stable sometimes. And just for the sake of rendering the video, I'm probably gonna split it in two parts. Actually, let me just go upstairs. Okay, you're gonna see in the next video like the monster and like the chase scenes and whatnot. So I'll save it right here. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I gonna upload part 2 after this, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.